We all love the cool features of modern cars. Self-parking, lane departure warnings, the works. But these features might be collecting data on your driving habits, and that data could be shared with insurance companies, potentially leading to higher premiums. Did you know a single heartbreaking incident could negatively impact your insurance rate? In this video, we'll expose the truth about car manufacturers and how they consistently make a fool out of their EV customers. So stick around and don't forget to subscribe to the channel first. Automakers increasingly collect user data from connected cars, sometimes without effectively informing customers. While some drivers actively agree to having their driving habits monitored for usage-based insurance, the rise of internet-connected cars means that many drivers may unknowingly consent to sharing their data. It raises privacy concerns akin to those surrounding smartphones and personal devices. Often, individuals install apps or updates and agree to terms and conditions without fully understanding the implications. While it's argued that it's the individual's responsibility to be aware of what they're agreeing to, there's also a reasonable expectation for companies to be transparent about sharing private information. Consequently, California's privacy regulator is now investigating these concerns regarding how automakers collect and share data. GM entered the industry of driver monitoring through its OnStar connected services, particularly the Smart Driver program introduced on certain 2013 or newer models. While customers initially signed up for 90 days of monitoring willingly, many current OnStar users may not be aware that they're enrolled. This lack of awareness could extend to drivers of connected vehicles from other brands as well. In 2022, LexisNexis announced its Telematics Exchange, hosting data from over 10 million vehicles. With over 60% of automakers expected to integrate data available for insurers by the end of the year. So, we can say that EV manufacturers have access to a treasure trove of information about their customers, including their driving habits, locations, and preferences. While this data can be valuable for improving vehicle performance and user experience, there's a dark side to its collection and sharing. Increasingly, EV manufacturers are entering into partnerships with insurance companies, sharing drivers' data in exchange for potential benefits. However, this practice raises concerns about privacy and consent and exploits customer information for profit. Let's first tell you about the type of data they collect. It includes every slam on the gas pedal, and every hard stop is meticulously recorded. Your cruising speed, instances of speeding, and overall driving pace are all monitored. The car's gyroscope and other sensors can track how aggressively you take corners and maneuver the vehicle. The total distance driven and the times you're behind the wheel are also monitored. While some programs avoid collecting real-time location data, some might track routes and frequently visited locations with your consent. When compiled, this data creates a unique driving profile for each individual. Insurance companies, hungry for a more precise way to assess risk, see this as a goldmine. And that's true. The New York Times also discovered that car companies are playing fast and loose with our driving data, sharing it with insurance companies to jack up our premiums. Take this poor 65-year-old dude driving his 2022 Chevy Bolt, for example. His insurance bill shot up by 21%. When he tried shopping around for better rates, he got zilch. It turns out that his insurance agent blamed it on his LexisNexis report, which basically spilled all the beans on his driving behavior. We're talking every little detail. How fast he went, how hard he braked, you name it. This guy got handed a 258-page report detailing 640 trips. And get this, he didn't even realize his car was ratting him out. It turns out he had GM's OnStar Smart Driver service turned on. GM claims he probably did it through the mobile app or got roped into it when he bought the car. Sneaky, right? It turns out that it's not just GM pulling these stunts. Kia, Mitsubishi, Subaru, they're all in on it, sending your driving data off to data brokers like LexisNexis and Verisk. These brokers then crunch the numbers and dish out risk scores to insurance companies who happily adjust your premiums based on how you drive. And it's not just small fries. Big names like Ford, Honda, and Hyundai are all cozying up to Verisk for the same deal. Even Tesla is doing it with its fancy safety score system. But most people don't even know their car is informing them. You might have unwittingly signed up for this data sharing circus through an app, a car purchase, or even a dealership visit. So, why do EV manufacturers share data with insurance companies? Firstly, it allows them to offer personalized insurance policies based on individual driving behaviors. By analyzing data such as speed, acceleration, braking patterns, and even location history, insurance companies can tailor premiums to reflect the level of risk associated with each driver. This usage-based insurance model promises lower premiums for safer drivers, incentivizing responsible behavior behind the wheel. Secondly, sharing data with insurance companies enables EV manufacturers to establish strategic partnerships that can be financially lucrative. These collaborations may involve revenue-sharing agreements or other financial incentives, providing manufacturers with an additional source of income beyond vehicle sales. Sharing information with insurance companies is good for EV makers in many ways. First, it helps them stand out in a crowded market by adding value to their goods by providing personalized insurance plans and other services. This can make customers happy and more loyal to the brand, leading to return purchases and word-of-mouth recommendations. Second, deals to share data with insurance companies can give automakers useful information about how and why their customers drive the way they do. This information can help makers make cars that better meet the wants and needs of those who want to sell them. For instance, if data analysis shows that drivers often hit the brakes hard, automakers may put more effort into making better stopping systems for future models. Partnerships with insurance companies can also help makers build their reputations as creative and customer-focused businesses. By giving their customers integrated solutions that meet their car and insurance needs, manufacturers can become leaders in their fields and be on the cutting edge of technological progress. Customers have good reason to be wary of data sharing between electric vehicle makers and insurers, even though it can benefit everyone involved. To begin, gathering and disclosing sensitive personal information without permission has major consequences for individuals' right to privacy. Because of this lack of awareness or comprehension, a large number of drivers may be unaware to the fact that their data is being shared. In addition, there are concerns over openness and justice regarding using driving data to determine insurance costs. Some say that usage-based insurance is an excellent way to incentivize safe driving, while others worry that it will unfairly target drivers with lower incomes or fewer mobility alternatives. Some fear that insurance companies may utilize customer information, such as charging exorbitant prices or engaging in discriminatory activities based on demographic information, such as gender, age, or socioeconomic position. The commercialization of driver data also raises larger ethical concerns regarding data ownership and governance. Drivers' trust in EV manufacturers and insurance firms could be eroded if they feel violated or misled by monetizing their private data without explicit agreement. A 2022 Customer Reports National Research Center study revealed that 78% of Americans are uncomfortable with car manufacturers sharing their driving data with insurance companies. So, the EV revolution presents a unique opportunity to create a more sustainable and efficient transportation system. However, the issue of data privacy cannot be ignored. A multi-pronged approach is needed to ensure transparency, fairness, and customer trust. Car manufacturers must obtain explicit consent from drivers before collecting and sharing any data with insurance companies. The purpose of data collection, how it will be used, and the potential consequences for consumers should be communicated. Governments need to enact stricter data protection laws that regulate car manufacturers and insurance companies' collection, storage, and use of driver data. Consumers should have the right to access and control their data, and clear guidelines should be established to prevent misuse. Car manufacturers and insurance companies should use anonymized data sets for risk assessment. This would protect individual privacy while allowing for the development of fairer and more accurate insurance pricing models. So, what should you as a driver do? Well, first, educate yourself. Find out if your car is capable of hoovering up your driving data. Tools out there like the Vehicle Privacy Report can help you check. And if you're feeling brave, request a copy of your LexisNexis or Verisk report to see just how much they know about your behind-the-wheel antics. What do you think about this biggest betrayal by EV makers? Do let us know in the comment section below. And don't forget to subscribe to the channel. See you in the next video!